Well, the answer should be it should be, but it wasn't, because clearly it was sneaked out over the holidays, which in itself is disappointing. And then the minister's response afterwards and his commentary has also been disappointed. But I think if we could start by going back to I think it was called the Destination Management Report 2016. The ambition for the Department for Enterprise then was, in this huge glossy document, effectively it predicted in a period 2016 to 2020 that tourism, worst case scenario, would contract by 1%, and best case scenario would grow by 4% per annum. In fact, the reduction is between 8 and 9% in 1 year, so effectively they've exceeded their worst case scenario by around about 900%, which is extraordinary.
Could it be that the Cabinet Office has got it wrong? Because we have had, in recent years, we have had developments of hotels, increases in our figures as far as niche holidays are concerned in terms of cycling and walking, and generally the upshot has been in recent years that our tourism figures are inching ever higher. Could this be an anomaly?
No, because the minister effectively said that they were increasing and have been, and the answer is, well, he's wrong. Either he's been ill-advised or he's not reading the numbers correctly.
So the figures in recent years have not been a fair picture?
No. If you take the sea arrivals, 2010, that year the visitor arrivals were 161,000 and have dropped every year since then. And last year they were 108,000. So we've lost, in a period of only, 7 years, 60,000 people by sea. That's been slightly compensated by a small increase in the air arrivals between the same period, but the net position has been a significant loss. And you compare our position here, where effectively we're down so dramatically this year. Compare that to Jersey. Jersey in 2017 was up. Its staying visitors were up 16%. Guernsey were up 5%. Our position was that our business arrivals dropped 10,000 last year. Our visiting friends and relatives dropped 10,000, and our what they call period visitors in paid accommodation, which is staying visitors staying in hotels, that dropped 5,000. If you look at that 5,000 figure in isolation, the drop by sea was 10,000 and the increase by air was 5,000. But the net position is one now of considerable decline, and it has to be stemmed, and we really have to now take this up as a very, very significant wake-up call.
Saying it has to be stemmed is one thing. Actually stemming it is another. Why do you think this is? Is it because we have been, as an island, every time we get a new marketing idea every so often, and we rebrand ourselves sometimes? I mean, do you think we're trying to be all things to all people?
Well, I think the department has a tendency to believe its own propaganda in the first instance.
They're not the only ones.
No, exactly. But they certainly believe their own propaganda, are persuaded by it, and then try to fluff it when, in fact, the numbers don't agree with it. But at a very fundamental level, you've asked me an important question there. First of all, we lack ambition and drive.
In what areas?
Oh, in tourism terms.
You were a hotelier. You'll have seen the difference with your hotelier hat on, and then in politics. Absolutely.
There's just no real determination that we can succeed, and that's very sad when you look at worldwide tourism's growing exponentially, and other islands are doing well.
That's unfair. There's a lot of drive to try and succeed, isn't there, within government departments?
Well, Lawrence came on the radio, I think yesterday was it, and said, oh, well, we're working very hard. Well, if working very hard is collates with a dramatic reduction, then it's about time, somebody got a bucket of cold water and chucked it over the lot of them, because quite frankly, then they really need to wake up and smell the coffee. There's no doubt about that.
What's the solution?
Well, first of all, I don't believe that the current minister who's overseen this dramatic decline should be the person in charge of overseeing a dramatic change of fortune. I don't think that'll happen. Number two, I think the evidence is screaming at us now over the ferry service. The ferry service is not serving tourism at all. It's in catastrophic decline. And we need to get an overarching strategic view as to what we really need to do for tourism in the future, and we're not there.